Andy's Garage, I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to drill through metal, so let's go ahead and get started. In order to complete this, all you really need is just two items. You need a set of safety glasses or safety goggles. You want to protect your eyes. Anytime you're cutting and drilling and messing with fragments of steels and metals and stuff, you want to make sure your eyes are protected. You don't want to be getting fragments or splinters in your eyes. Then next, all you're going to need is pretty much just a set of nice drill bits. You want to make sure that they are rated for drilling into metal, whether it be a hand drill, which is what I'm going to be using in this video, or a drill press. They have titanium nitride. You can also get black oxide, cobalt steel, high-speed drill bits, but you want to make sure that these are rated for drilling into metal. If you use regular drill bits, you're just going to destroy them. So this set here, these titanium nitrides, I picked these up at Harbor Freight a while back. I've used them because just needing them quickly, ran in there, but just one thing to keep in mind, when you're dealing with cheaper drill bits, like with these here, they break very easy. So if it's just a quick job and you use them properly, you should be fine, but for the most part, they're okay. This set of Irwin bits here, I've had these for actually a few years. It's a great set, they work great, they are coated properly, and they do the job, they do it right. So this is what I would recommend, is going with more of a name brand, something that's actually better fabricated, but if need be, these will work. Just be prepared for them to be a little more delicate and maybe not to maintain the sharpness as much as a more quality set would. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be using two different metals. I'm going to be using 22 gauge sheet metal, which is actually very thin. And then we're also going to be using 1/8 inch thick aluminum that I'm going to demonstrate on. Now the same process could be used on any kind of metal. The job that I work at full time, because what I do on this channel, this is more of just kind of a part-time kind of hobby thing. But the job that I work at full time, we're a manufacturing company. We drill through 1/2 inch, inch thick steel base plates. We drill through I-beams, all that stuff. And it's the same process, except you're obviously going to be using larger bits, things like that. But the process of drilling through the steel and the metal is still going to be the same. Now, obviously, and this is just a disclaimer, if you are watching this video and you are planning on drilling through something beyond what I'm talking about, because what I'm working on now, I'm actually working on one of the cars I work on, so this is just something small. But if you are planning on drilling through base plate, or especially when you're dealing with I-beams, you want to make sure that you get an engineer's approval. And if it is a structural I-beam, you want to make sure that you contact the architect, the engineer as well, because some of those structural pieces you don't want to be drilling through. So just one thing to keep in mind. So for this video, we're using thinner ones, but it's still the same process. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my safety glasses. We have a C-clamp that we can hold it onto this wood block here so we can keep it secure as we're drilling. So let's go ahead and get this set up and I'll start showing you the process. We're going to start with this 1/8 inch piece of aluminum. So go ahead and tighten it on with the C-clamp, or if you have any kind of grip or anything to hold it on, so that way you can keep it steady. So we have that in place. Next, what we're going to be doing is we're going to drill a 5/16 hole through it, but instead of going right to the 5/16, which you could do that too, but it's going to take forever. So what I like to do is I start with a smaller bit, do a pilot hole, and then gradually work my way up to 5/16, so we're just really expanding that hole to that point. So we're going to go ahead and grab the 3/32, and we're going to take the 1/8, then we're going to do the 7/32 bit, and then lastly we're going to take the 5/16. So we're going to kind of work our way up gradually until we get to the 5/16. So I'm going to go ahead and load these into the drill bit, into the drill, and then we're going to go ahead and start drilling it out, and I'll show you. We're all ready to go, loaded up. One thing extremely important to keep in mind when you're drilling through metal is you want to take your time. I used to make this mistake all the time years ago. I would go ahead and load it up and be forcing it through. Well, what happens then is that the bit will start to heat up and you're going to wind up breaking your bits. I used to break bits all the time. The key to drilling through metal is you want to let the bit do all the work. So you want to be moving slowly and let the cutting edge, and I'll get a close-up of one of the bits so you can see what I'm talking about. You want to let that edge do the cutting. And if you go too fast, you're just going to be building up heat and breaking your bits. So you want to go slowly so that the edge, the blade on it, can start cutting in. So we have here our 3/32 bit. We're going to come right through here, and we're going to move just like that. And you'll see it starting to cut through it. As it starts to work its way through, you can see the fragments of the metal, the shavings coming off as it's working its way through and doing its job. Okay, our pilot hole has been drilled all the way through, and you can see there, just letting the blade do its work. It starts cutting through, you see little shavings, and it just starts cutting in. We're going to go ahead and swap out the bits and start working our way up to 5/16 so we can widen this hole and be done drilling through this piece of 1/8" thick aluminum. Now we went ahead and put the 1/8" bit in there, and we'll go right in there and widen that hole. This should go a lot quicker since the initial penetration's been done. All right. Let's go ahead and swap it out now for the 7/32 bit. Go ahead and center it right on that hole already and let the blades just widen that. All right, we're going to go ahead and put in the 5/16 bit now for the final hole. Same thing here, just center it and let the blade do the work. And there we go, mission accomplished. Working our way up gradually. It goes a lot quicker. Had we started off directly with the 5/16, we'd still be working on it now because you got all that slack to go through. When you start off with the smaller ones, they'll make the penetration quicker, and then all you're doing is just widening the hole. But I'll get a close-up of it. Nice, clean 5/16 hole. All right, I'm going to go ahead and swap this out for the 22 gauge sheet metal, and then we're going to pretty much do the same process, the same size, and then that'll wrap up this video. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this, and then we're going to start drilling it out. I'm going to go ahead and start with the 3/32 bit and work our way through the same bits that we did on the aluminum piece. Now with this only being 22 gauge, it's very thin, so it should go very fast. So go ahead here. Okay. This is done, drilled it out very quick. This pretty much wraps up this video on how to drill through metal. As mentioned at the beginning, you wanted to make sure that whatever metal you're drilling through, as far as the thickness, use the appropriate bits. And the key thing above anything when drilling through any kind of metal is you just want to be patient. You want to let the bit do the work. These bits are designed to cut in and start shaving through. If you go too fast, as mentioned already, you're going to heat it up, you're going to break the bits. It can get costly if you have expensive bits. So you just want to let the bit do the work. Just be patient, run it at a slower speed, and let it just start cutting in. So I hope this video helped you out. I hope it was informative for you. If you have any questions or any comments, please send me any messages. I would love to hear from you. As always, I appreciate all the support, so please like this video and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time.